What have I done? What have I become? I can't describe this. This is my mid-mic crisis.
Hello and welcome to the Mid-Mic Crisis. I am Bunchu alongside my esteemed colleague and co-host Chamber. Chamber, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. How are you doing this fine Wednesday afternoon?
You know, it's funny. I miss you when we do once a week.
It's not as much as we're used to.
It isn't.
But I get to see you, which I think
which
makes
is
up
even
for the
better.
feelings. Yeah,
It is. It's funny. You and I had a call together with one of your buddies that you introduced me to a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I had seen you in quite some time. And
months.
Yeah, probably months. I like this better. This is better.
I agree.
Yeah. So welcome to the show. We've got lots to talk about. We've got tons and tons of crazy AI news and updates to get to. We'll be talking Claude. We'll be talking AI video. We'll be talking some really crazy AI mind control stuff. And Chamber is messaging me here to do very typical YouTube stuff. Smash that like button, subscribe, all of those wonderful things. Chamber, how does that feel to be a smash that like button simp these days?
I love it. I wish I could say it more often.
I mean, I say it all the time at dinner, at dinner with my kids, out, smashing that like button just everywhere we go. So we've got tons of AI news. We've got lots of crypto stuff too. I don't even know. What do we got for crypto?
We have some crypto stuff.
We've got some crypto stuff, an amount of it. And we've got dad talk, which is great. I have at least one dad topic today, and I'll need to be asking your advice as well as a father who has gone through the child phase here.
All right.
Tiro says no blast talk, maybe blast talk. I'm not sure. So the way we have now designed this show is I am the chief AI officer of this show. I will be covering and bringing all the AI news. Chamber will be in charge of bringing the crypto news, dad talk. Oh, and don't forget, today we are introducing the official launch of 1 Minute of Pain at the end of the show. So shall we get right into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. The first AI piece of news that's happened in the past week.
Do you want to do the drop there, sir? I thought you were going to drop it. My bad.
No, right. You're the drop guy. I don't even know where they are.
Cool. All right.
Go ahead. Drop it, baby. Drop it like it's out.
Feeling dumb, want some fun, time for some artificial unintelligence.
All right. Yes. We got to have the drops. That's my bad. So first story here. This comes from Twitter from a user at Perry Karyal at PERRIKRYAL. And Chamber, when I saw this blew my mind. This is like AI plus. Like we've seen a ton of advancements in technology in the last couple months, in the last year, last 18 months. I had known things like this were coming and possible. You've seen, Elon talk about Neuralink, and I've seen some crazy things where people are doing smaller versions of what you're seeing here on the screen. But Perry tweets here from June 22nd, "We did it. Shadow of Erdtree first boss completed with mind control and 0 hands. I can't believe it. This was the hardest thing ever. We've come so far. Let's go. And this is a video of her beating a final boss in a level with literally her mind. You could see her hands on the screen all of the time. And then she posts the full video underneath it. She was doing this live on Twitch, and pretty incredible. This has all been being done with her brain. What do you think about this?
I mean, you're saying it to me, but I don't believe you. Like, I don't know what to tell you. This is an unbelievable statement you're making.
Yeah, I mean, so it's funny. I had seen a video on this, I don't know, about a year ago, where a guy puts one of these headsets on, and essentially how it was working was he was turning his thoughts into HTML and JSON, and he was filtering it then through like ChatGPT and things like that. And he was, taking his thoughts and putting them into words, which was crazy. I hadn't seen anything quite like this before. This blew my mind when I saw it. So mind control coming to a theater near you. Chamber, if you could do this, if you had this piece of hardware here, what is the first thing you would do with your mind?
I mean, it's filth that comes to my mind first.
Well, speaking of, Tiro says, this is good news for my sex robot. You don't need hands. Perfect. There you go, Tiro. Sex robots on the way.
I'm just trying to understand the mechanics behind it. I don't understand how it grabs your thoughts and does this.
I don't quite get it either. I didn't have a ton of time to research the mechanics of it. I just thought this was one that you couldn't not see. So,
because I mean, they have similar things for people that have like loss of limb and stuff like that, where they have like the mechanical, unless it's just movies that I'm thinking of. But I think this is a real life thing where they can kind of manipulate, they have dexterity using their mind. So I'm assuming it's probably something similar to that, but not sure. It's mind-blowing though.
It is mind-blowing in fact. So, all right, we've got next piece of AI news. So this is coming from more of a marketing, advertising / creative lens here. So we've got a tweet here from Boring Ads at I'm Boring Ads. And this news is coming from TikTok. So we've talked about, TikTok on this show, how the platform is obviously blowing up, not only in terms of the content platform, the algorithm, but TikTok Shop has been blowing up. Have you done much research or looked into TikTok Shop lately?
It was on my to-do list, but I have not looked into it yet.
I was on your to-do list like a month ago, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But if I go back in our text messages, I think I probably told you to look into TikTok Shop a month ago. But if you haven't looked into TikTok Shop yet, it is 100% like the fastest growing e-commerce trend. It is following this trend of Twitter Spaces with social audio, but it's social commerce, right? And it's the idea of social commerce is huge in China already, specifically even like live social commerce, where people are live selling you things on on TikTok, and the sales are astronomical. Like the volume that these companies are doing, small companies, niche companies are doing on TikTok Shop is wild. And what's crazy about it and why it's happening is they've created this insane kind of affiliate flywheel. So you're familiar with affiliate marketing, correct?
Yeah.
So it's, pretty standard. It's been around forever. That part is not groundbreaking. The thing that's super interesting about TikTok Shop is right now, TikTok's growing this platform and really pushing the shop aspect of it. They are subsidizing a ton of on-platform discounts to the tune of like 20-30%, meaning if you are a seller, you're getting the full amount, but TikTok is actually subsidizing those discounts. So it's incentivizing people to grow or to come and sell on the platform. But then there's this crazy flywheel that's going on. TikTok creators, I think the minimum you have to have on followers is either 1,000 followers on TikTok or 5,000. It was 5,000. They switched it to 1,000. I feel like they've gone back, but I'm not quite sure. But if you have that amount of followers, you're eligible for like the creator shop and all of this stuff. And what companies are doing is basically seeding products to creators to make viral videos and selling their product. And the creators are getting insane commissions to the tune of 20-30% commission everything they sell because of the volume. I mean, you've got kids that instead of, working fast food jobs are pulling in 50K a month from TikTok affiliate stuff. And it doesn't take a lot to go viral and make sales on this platform if you know what you're doing. And so this particular story is kind of the next version of where this is going and how easy they're making this for creators. And so this tweet says, this is what the ad platform of the future looks like. TikTok is releasing Symphony, its creative AI suite. This is going to level the playing field for advertisers around the world and build multiple. Remember how much money it was to work with creators for UGC footage? Did you have to go back and forth, make sure they understood the brief? And so this is basically a way for a brand or a small business owner to create this type of user-generated content style videos with AI. So TikTok's the first to do this. We've seen people doing this with, kind of patched together AI tools like, Midjourney and 11 Labs and things like that. But now TikTok has created a full-on AI suite here. So it's got the ability to essentially take a product URL, write a description, give it the proper tags, all of that. Then you can set your video recording and voila, you have a user-generated content video style with a custom avatar and all of those types of things. And now you've got an ad in seconds. What say you on this, Chamber, and the future of advertising?
I do think TikTok is, the forefront of this type of thing. I've been captivated by some of these ads I've seen on TikTok. I've purchased at least like 5 things from TikTok in the past. I do think it's the most, out of all the current social medias, I think they're on the precipice or on the they're leading the charge when it comes to all the different aspects that social media can bring. So I'm very interested to see what happens like in the US. Like I know there was a lot of talk of like a TikTok ban and that type of thing. So we'll see how that affects it. But yeah, they are leading the charge when it comes to kind of next gen social media. We'll see if anybody else comes around after this. I'm sure there will be. But as of right now, I'm hard pressed to find a better social media app when it comes to this type of thing. So I'm impressed.
I mean, these guys are going to make a push at Amazon. I mean, Amazon's doing $100 billion in sales a year. And
well, it wouldn't shock me if Amazon purchased TikTok at some point.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but TikTok's, it's so early for this. They're doing like 10 billion, I think, at the moment. So there's a lot of room for this. T-Row says that Whatnot is another app that's doing this. He says it benefits the seller possibly a little better. I have not checked out Whatnot, but he also says it's a garage sale on steroids. That is a good way to describe it. So TikTok AI generated ads with avatars automatically done for you in the style of UGC. Pretty crazy. So a couple more smaller stories here. Then we get to the big topic, which is going to be Claude 3.5. But next up, we have more in the AI video. We talked about this last week with some of these new models that were coming out. And here you're seeing a tweet from Mario. How do you even say this name? Nawfall?
Super Mario Narwhal.
Super Mario. That's what I want to say. Super Mario.
That's what Narwhal. It is to me.
That's what we're going to say. But there was a movie theater in London that canceled a premiere of a film called The Last Screenwriter, which is what you're seeing a trailer for on the screen right now from Mario's tweet. And this decision came after receiving 200 complaints about the AI written script. So this was a film that the script was completely written in AI. It says here in a quote, "I think people don't know enough about the project. All they hear is first film written entirely by AI, and they immediately see enemy." So a private screening for the cast and crew still takes place in London. But this goes to kind of this backlash about AI being the enemy, taking potential jobs, taking creative jobs first. And we've kind of seen this as a theme. What I thought was really interesting is the juxtaposition here with the tweet from Mr. Alan T yesterday. So Mr. Alan T, if you don't know, I know him personally, one of the most talented AI creatives out there, makes incredible videos, does just really incredible AI Gen AI work. So shouts to Alan. But he tweeted this yesterday, which got 4.8 million views, 3.5k bookmarks, 7.4k likes, and this is a actual commercial that Toys R Us released using OpenAI Sora as so it's the first generated brand commercial. And this commercial here, it's about a minute long, and it tells the story of how the founder of Toys R Us created essentially Jeffrey. And I guess the story of Jeffrey is that he came to the founder in a dream and then he ran with it. So really interesting here, though. So you've got on one hand a AI written film script that's getting taken out of theaters because of backlash, totally juxtaposed with AI generated television commercial for a brand. What are your thoughts on, I guess, both of these things?
Do you ever wonder how
I have to say, like, as far as the first part.
Wait, I mean, Payne just threw the audio in there. Do you
let's
want to actually watch it? Let's watch
100%.
it.
Let's watch it for sure.
All right, go for it, Payne.
How Toys R Us and Jeffrey the Giraffe came to be. The son of a bike shop owner, Charles Lazarus, had a vision that would go on to change toy stores forever.
The greatest toy store there is. I don't wanna grow up, 'cause maybe if I did, I wouldn't be in Toys R Us.
Toys R Us was the dream of Charles Lazarus. May all of your dreams come true too.
I mean, what a hero story of Charles Lazarus. What do you think?
I mean, in my sick, demented mind, it's not good. He's, you hear stories of bad people.
I have no clue where you're going with this.
In my mind, it's he's like, I had a dream about Jeffrey the Giraffe visiting me, my bedroom, and it was just like a memory he's conflated with a dream that may have not been good for him. So in my mind, it's very funny, but inappropriate, I would say. As far as the commercial goes, kind of shitty.
No, get out of here. Oh my God.
I'm not, hey, I'm not here telling you I'm opposed to AI ads. I'm just saying, as far as ads go, not my favorite ad.
Okay, well, let's separate the two things. There are, the actual point and story of the advertisement, and then there's the fact that the entire visual was done with AI generated video.
It's very cool.
How does that change your opinion?
It's very cool that it was done using AI. I do think, just based on from what I saw, and I don't have my glasses on, so take that with a grain of salt. Based on what I saw, I think a traditional production department could have done a better job with the vision.
The vision of the actual ad, you're saying?
Yeah, like the end result, I think, would have been better had they used a typical. It was probably much cheaper for them to do it this way.
Yes,
but, so you have to take that into consideration. But I think a production company like a animation company would have done a much better job with that same vision than what I just saw there.
I'm not sure. I mean, in theory, you would think that. I mean, AI didn't necessarily storyboard the thing. Humans probably wrote the story.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Which means humans are putting together the shot selection, the scene selection, all of that stuff, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It's like watching, I don't know. Do you remember like I'm just reminded every time we talk about AI, I'm just thinking about like those first cartoons we saw using, using computer animation. And
Sure.
like Toy Story obviously was the first big one, and it was amazing, and it's, it changed the game. But there was a lot of shittier versions of that. That's what this reminds me of. So I don't doubt in a year from now, if Toys R Us did the exact same commercial, it would look significantly better. I just think the look of it wasn't as good as what I could have paid probably significantly more for.
I mean, you're talking probably 10 to 20.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe more than that. Maybe 50 or 100 times more.
Likely more than that.
Yeah.
And then that doesn't even consider the speed as well.
Correct. So, I mean, I think that's what we're going to have to deal with for the next few years. Like, I want to say 10 years, but it's probably 2 years. Maybe not even that. Like,
not even.
Yeah. I mean, when was,
well, that's the thing. This is the worst. This is the worst it will ever be from this point. And it's good. And that's kind of the point, right? It's the worst it will ever be right now.
Yeah.
And this is the quality you get. You have the capability to do something like this, which is pretty mind blowing. Like,
it is.
I mean, when you think of like extrapolating that to other use cases, not just advertising, but I mean, we talked about this a lot last week, is like putting the individual creator in a place where, a single person could tell a story or create a movie like that.
Absolutely. I think it's going to come down. I mean, to the first point though, in regards to the movie, The Last Screenplay, what was it called? The Last Screenwriter?
Yes.
Shout out to Ben Mesrick too. I just got my screenplay, my signed.
Oh yeah.
Amber thought I was a big shot. She's like, "What is this?"
You are. That's what it is. That's what being part of that NFT community was. It was.
100%.
You have an autographed copy of a custom screenplay that you helped write. Isn't that insane?
And then when I told her who Ben Mesrick was, she was even more impressed.
That's what I mean. It's not like some fly by night, ghostwriter. This is Ben's
a real deal.
Yeah.
So to that point, I still don't think AI is going to be able to write that. I would say my favorite thing when it comes to movies is innovative thought. So I want to, like, my favorite movies are always movies that are like, oh, I've never seen a version of this before. This is a completely new story. And I'm interested to see what like if you're making a story about AI taking over, it is very interesting to use AI to write that story. That is,
Sure.
you know, for that specific movie, I think that's a really, really smart idea. But I still think it's, you know, again, in my mind, it's like 5-10 years, but in reality, it's probably a year or two in AI world. Like everything happens so fast. I'll be interested to see if AI can come up. And I know it comes down to the prompts that you're putting in and what you're asking of the AI. But will we see AI come up with unique storylines? Will they be able to help? Again, I don't know how in depth you have to go with the prompts to churn out a full blown.
Well, I mean, it's
movie.
just like anything else, right? Garbage in, garbage out. So
I think that's what it's going to come down to. And getting back to the commercial too, kind of tying the two together, I think us as consumers are going to have to deal with a lower quality media because of the cost, because it's cheaper, because it's faster. There's going to be a reduction in quality for a certain amount of time, whether it's the quality of this commercial we're talking about, whether it's, you know, somebody putting out a movie script or putting out an animated TV show, saying like another couple of years from now, where it's completely AI generated with AI voices and an AI script. I'll be interested to see what the quality of that show. Like, do I anticipate it's the next Simpsons or South Park? No, probably not. They had people thinking outside of the box to come up with storylines. You know what I mean? And it's those types of things.
yeah, I'm gonna push back a tiny
Of course,
bit.
yeah.
Like you've got somebody like Sam Altman saying that his goal is to build AGI, and he defines AGI as in being able to create novel science. So
That's
if it can create novel science,
Yeah.
it can probably tell you a South Park style story you've never heard before.
But and again,
or
I don't
a
know,
new type of storytelling medium that you've never encountered
that's like, I have no doubt that
or stories on demand that fit what you like even more so, right? Like I
Right.
think actually that's probably where it's more likely headed, right? So let me ask you one more thing then. If your favorite shows, which you're not looking for new and novel story arcs, you like
within
that show.
Yeah.
You like that
Yeah.
show. If you could generate that on demand, isn't
Totally.
that interesting?
That is very. If you're telling me I could get season 30 of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, just using the catalog that they already have, you know, you're inputting that into the beast, and it's spitting out fairly,
like
you know,
it's
C
like when
plus
Elaine
level.
Yeah, it's like when Elaine writes a Murphy Brown. I don't know if anybody under 40 is listening to this show, they probably don't know who Elaine is or Murphy Brown.
Murphy Brown's a pull. You should probably know, you know, if you're 30 or older, you should know Seinfeld. But Murphy Brown's a tough one.
Murphy Brown's a deep cut. But if you know Seinfeld, you know she writes a Murphy Brown. All right. But I mean, there are backlashes to both of these things, right? So, I mean, just look at the comments of these tweets. You know, I think movie industry and creative is going to be shaken up first. It's crazy. But
I agree.
Anyway, all right. We're on to our main AI topic of the day, which is Claude 3.5. So, Chamber, you know ChatGPT. I've gotten you on the ChatGPT train. We've used it on this podcast to coach your children's soccer team, to discuss puberty. You know, what else have we used it for?
I mean, I use it for all of the show notes.
Oh, good. So there you go. So we do it. We use it on the show notes, all of that kind of stuff. Have you ever used Claude by Anthropic before?
No, I have not used Claude yet.
Okay. So Claude is, you know, a ChatGPT competitor created by Anthropic, which is the name of the larger lab company. And last week, oh gosh, was it even last week? June 20th. Yeah. So about a week ago, they just released Claude 3.5, a new model that surpasses GPT-4 on multiple benchmarks while being 2 times faster and 80% cheaper than their highest level model. So right now, Claude has, so just like GPT, right? Just like OpenAI, they have, OpenAI has, GPT 3.5, they have GPT-4, and now they have GPT-4 which is for Omni. So they kind of have 3 different tiers of models here. Same with Claude. They have a base model. I don't remember what it's called. And then they have Sonnet, which is the mid tier, and Opus, which was their top tier prior to this. And so this new model they came out with is faster and cheaper than their prior top model was. And so you can see here on this tweet of kind of like where the benchmarks have been in the past. And they use this kind of benchmarking system. If you go down on this tweet here, scroll down a little more, you can see the benchmarks here for what 3.5 Sonnet is compared to the other kind of leading models out there. So graduate level reasoning, it beats both GPT-4 and the old 3 model from Anthropic. Undergraduate level knowledge beats them all as well. It's the same as GPT-4. Coding, this was the big one. I've never seen any of them code as well as this model does. It's insane. We'll do a little fun experiment here in a second. Multilingual math. We're talking pushing in the 91 percentile, 92 percentile of accuracy on, if you see these, like 0 shot. That means first try, no errors, 1 single shot. It's right 91% of the time. It's insane. So this is beating everything on all benchmarks just from the modeling standpoint, right? And then they also put out some new like user interface innovations with this release, as well as some, I would say, kind of catch up things that OpenAI had prior that they did not. So now you could basically make GPTs, custom GPTs with Anthropic Claude as well. But the one thing that is very cool that they introduced from a user interface standpoint is this thing called artifacts. And you can see it on the next tweet there, Payne, of in this coding example where the person is generating code and it's popping up like you've got, ChatGPT, everything is done in this one flow of chat. But when you're looking at this now, you can see that it's going to, not only are you able to kind of upload documents now, everything like that, but watch what happens here with this code. It's gonna pop up on this side here, and we'll do this in a second, and you'll see it. You'll see a better live demo, but it's pretty incredible from a user interface standpoint. So now you can do shareable projects. It's got a 200K context window, meaning it's got, see, there's what I'm talking about, that code thing on the side. So now you've got this kind of like side copilot here that happens. And we'll use this here in a second, but we'll run through some of these examples in a tweet that you shared from Prompter. And I mean, it's incredible what this thing can do. So it's been able to create full operating games in like one prompt. I showed you something the other day that I did in 3 prompts that absolutely blew my mind. Did you kind of understand what I was doing there?
No, I'm trying to think of what you sent me. I'm going back now.
All right, so we're going to do this. So Payne, I'm going to jump and share my screen here. Let's do it live.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live here. All right. You got this, right?
Oh, you better pull it up.
Bring it up. There you go. All right, Chamber. Let's do an example here with Claude.
You're right here. Let me put on my spectacles here. Can't see my screen. Got too much glare. All right, let's create a game. Make me an interactive, usable snake game in which the snake is eating apple emojis to gain points.
All right, let's see what happens. That's the prompt. Certainly. Look how fast it is. It is
Oh.
coding this thing in live real time.
This is nuts.
Now wait till you see what happens here on the side. I can't even read this fast. Can you?
I can't read, so checkmate.
So here it created the code for the game here in real time. Let's see what'll happen here if I can.
One second. Can you create the game and let me play it? Is the command you put in.
Oh, it didn't do it this time. Interesting. So weird. I've seen this work a million times. This is what you do, what happens with live demos. So let's go back to a example though that I did the other day, and I'll show you. So it coded this game. Like you could take this and play it, right?
Yeah.
But let's try. Let's see if I could go back and find. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I'm in the right. Let's try to just do the example that I did the other day.
Put my glasses back on. This is great. I actually never seen the Claude platform before. It's very user friendly.
Dude, it's gotten so many updates. Oh, this is it. So I know why it didn't do that. So artifacts is what I was talking about. And so it says try it out. I probably didn't have it clicked. Yes, there you go. So let's go back and try that same example again. I didn't have the setting correct. So now we've got artifacts on. Let's go back and do that exact same prompt. I will just copy it and try it again. So let's do, what did we do? A snake game. Let's create a game. Okay, we're going to try this again.
So
All
excited.
right, let's see what happens. Now it should. There you go. Here. So now it pops this artifact out. This is that UI thing I was talking about. So it's coding the game here, just like it just did. So now we have the artifact thing out. See, it's got the pop, pop, pop. There you go. Look at this.
And it's playable? Like right. Is it playable within that? No shit.
Yeah. How do I move? Let's see. Yep. There you go. I'm moving my apple.
And then, oh my goodness.
Shit. I can't get it. Hold on. All right. There it is. I mean, that was one shot.
Imagine like taking somebody from like 1982 and just like
that never had the internet.
Yeah, but like somebody that's smart, somebody that made whatever the snake game was of like the 80s and show them, like, it's insane.
Is this blowing your mind or not?
It really is. Like, this is super impressive.
Fuck, I keep missing. Should we try another demo?
Yeah. How?
What do you want to do? Like, name something that you think would be hard for it to make. I got a game over that at 13.
Like a game?
It could be anything. Let's try something.
I don't know. Like,
it just made a snake game. That's insane.
Believe it. I can't believe it. Like, that is
in one shot, dude. One shot.
And in what, 30 seconds?
Yeah, faster than you could read.
That's crazy. What are the what are my parameters? Could it make?
We're just gonna try it. Let's see what it can do, what it can't.
Let's try to recreate. I'm a Bigfoot guy. Let's
what foot guy?
Yeah, Bigfoot guy.
Oh, I thought you meant big, foot guy.
I am. Well, let's see. Like, try to recreate like the 1967 Patterson Gimlin Bigfoot film. Like, I want to see what it can do.
Oh, I don't think it's gonna be.
What about
able
like
to do that.
vintage? What about like vintage video evidence of a Bigfoot? Something
All right,
like that.
try,
You know what I
let's
mean?
try.
Like on what kind of like 16 millimeter?
I don't think so.
I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know what my.
I don't think it's going to be able to do this because it's not multimodal. It would have to be something that it could code. You know what I mean?
That's what you're
But we could try this.
Let's see what it does. Because I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and a lot of the thumbnails are AI generated thumbnails, and to varying degrees of.
Oh boy, what
quality.
is it doing?
What
Let's
is
see
it
what
doing?
happens.
Doing
Here. I
something.
don't know. Bigfoot silhouette. Ha! Look at this.
I mean,
What is
it's better. It's better. It's better evidence that I've seen.
1960. 6/15, 1960. Hey, I mean, it looks
nice.
just like Bigfoot. Look at that thing.
Better than most videos that I've seen, I would say.
This is insane.
That
I
is
mean, and
pretty cool.
that's like one shot. What does it say here? So it says, here's a concept for creating a vintage looking Bigfoot video. Here's a setting, densely wooded area, film lighting, camera work. But it's not multimodal. So it's not like you're going to prompt it and it's going to make a walking Bigfoot video.
Gotcha.
So let's try something else that can be coded. How about, let's see.
What about like a website that sells like alien t-shirts? Can we do something like that? Could you use this to create like the TikTok stuff that we were talking about before to help create kind of the back end stuff?
Oh, totally.
That's interesting.
So here you go. Here's a vintage alien t-shirts website. Let's see what happens. I created a game. I actually created a brand new game the other day that had never been made before. Here you go. Cosmic Threads.
I love it.
Isn't that wild?
That is wild.
Now you could just, so here you got the preview and you could just take this code and you could go and execute this code if you wanted to. But you could, let's make a change to it. All right. So now it's done this. What do you want to change to it? Let's just
change it to the Probe Wardrobe is the title of or is the name of the store.
First of all, have you thought of this before?
No, I'm like, what's a funny alien t-shirt? Probe Wardrobe. That's I feel that's pretty close.
All right. So here you go. Certainly. I'll update the store name to the Probe Wardrobe.
That's a good name for it. That all being said.
That's why I'm saying you need to take this. Chris, is the paid version of Claude $20 a month? Yes, it is. You should be, if you're not using these tools, the paid versions are the best $20 you can spend. I mean, we're doing novelty stuff here just because it's fun. But I mean, this is super useful. This is what we were talking about before. So there's another tweet that we had, or that I came across this week. It was an interview with Sam Altman, and they were talking about how there's no doubt that you're going to see in the next 10 years or so the first one person $1 billion company, because you can do the jobs of now that you can create your own kind of GPTs, you can kind of create job roles for each of these bots. You're going to have agents that go and do research, send emails, all of this stuff. It is pretty incredible. Do you want to try anything else here?
I'm trying. What have you seen?
Well, so there you go. So let's go back. So Payne, now that we've tried this, let's go back to this tweet by Proper Prompter, and we can look at some more. Now, Chamber, after this tweet, you'll probably this will probably spur some ideas. But think of it like, what have you always wanted to build that you never could? You're not a coder, you're not a software engineer, you're not, but you've got amazing ideas like the Probe Wardrobe, right? So, okay, so we've got Proper Prompter here. So here's top or 11 impressive, because 10, of course, why do 10 when you can do 11
Yeah.
impressive demos of the new model. So this first one here, he built a calendar. So yeah, he built a calendar. He doesn't actually even say, to get it to build a basic Google Calendar clone. So that's pretty cool. This person did.
It looks like similar to what you just did.
Yeah, except, yep, he built Snake. Cool. But look at his snake. His snake is wild. I mean,
all snakes are different.
It's much bigger than mine.
They're all great in their own way.
Yes. Then, yeah. So this guy did a S&P 500 vesting calculator or investment calculator in a minute, which is pretty cool. It's got working dates, times, and monthly investment, the results, total investment tracker there. This person transformed a research paper into an interactive learning dashboard in 30 seconds. This is cool. He says it goes beyond the capabilities of GPT-4 Gemini Pro, Llama, and other existing LLMs. Education will never be the same again with AI. So yeah, he turned this research paper into a dashboard. That's cool. Are you starting to get inspired here?
Yeah.
Oh, this person attached vision to it, so he's using the APIs. Oh wow, it's identifying things. Do you see what he's doing here?
Yeah.
So he's putting things and using the computer vision in the screen. And
is that giving me a probability at the bottom?
Correct.
Yes.
Oh
my goodness.
Of what it is.
I love probability. This is
knife,
insane.
cup, remote, bottle. Wow, that one's wild. This one says nothing to see here. Claude Sonnet just casually dropping 3D physics simulation using WebGL in one shot. That's impressive. That's impressive. But like the more you know, like the more you're an expert in something here. So like if you were a big web designer and knew kind of the proper way to ask somebody to do something, you could create some really impressive stuff. Like you don't know what WebGL is, but if you did, it would do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, this one's making posters out of research papers. What did he do here? This one is a 3D galaxy formation with 1,000 particles under gravitational influence in less than a minute. This one's going to be cool. Let's see. Expand it, Payne. There you go. That's wild. The next person here built a therapist. That's interesting. A lot of visual demonstrations. I saw somebody even create something that had sound. It made it create sound, which was interesting. But yeah, I mean, what say you here? Is this blowing your mind as much as it did mine, or what?
I mean, I feel like we're just going to have these conversations every month. Where it's just like, maybe,
every week.
It's just going to be something just next level. Like, I want to see. I don't know how. I was playing before we started the show. I was playing some Roblox. I love me some Roblox, but I don't quite understand how because I know you can create these different games within Roblox. I don't know what what they're using in order to create it, like what platform. Is it its own unique Roblox platform? Is it HTML? I don't know. But if you could figure out how to create games using Claude and then bring them over to Roblox, you could really be cooking with something.
100%. So like imagine though you could use it to prompt you exactly how to do that.
Right. Yeah.
This is the real alpha from Cap. You should see if you get affiliate links. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The hold on. So let's see here. But like you could certainly use like GPT or Claude or whatever to actually write you a spec for something,
Right.
and then you take it in here and create it, right? So
Yeah.
I mean there's a whole workflow you can do, and it's just like all this creation can be done. I mean, we should start doing some practical stuff, like how do you automate a workflow or whatever, but like just this stuff.
I was watching one. We started by the way, follow us on Instagram and TikTok, by the way, at Midnight Crisis. I was following on TikTok some comparable accounts, or accounts that kind of mesh with what we're doing here.
I mean, nobody compares to us.
No, exactly. But I was watching somebody create workflow. So I got into like workflow TikTok, and it was like, this guy's like, oh yeah, like I'm looking for a job. So he had created, I think it was like 6 or 7 different workflows that basically scoured the internet for jobs, and then pared it down into the parameters that he wanted, that then you threw it to somewhere else, and it created letterheads and cover letters for that specific job, and would automatically email, and he would do nothing. And it was insane. I'm like, that's crazy.
But that's the future of like business and stuff. Like,
but my mom is still going to be like, oh, you got to go knock on some doors and bring your resume, and you want to talk
I'm
to the
knocking
manager.
on virtual doors, Ma.
I got somebody knocking for me, Mom.
That's exactly right. Claude's out there doing the work for you.
Are you familiar with Claude?
All right, Chamber. We went way long on AI. I could go for
that's
another
okay.
hour.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, but that was, I mean, those are the big things, but there's more. Every week we'll be doing this. So there will be more this next week than there was this week, and we'll just keep informing the people about it. Do we want to skip crypto?
Yeah, crypto bad.
Price is bad.
Market not good.
Yep.
Mount Gox affecting Bitcoin. Apparently some payouts going on in
lots,
in
like
July.
$9 billion worth
so
of
much.
payouts.
So yeah, affecting crypto market.
And if you're a real degen, the blast TGE happened today.
Yeah, and it tanked.
Did you do any of that?
No.
Yeah.
Did you see that red candle all the way down to?
Yeah, but I mean, look, if AKA free money, like sure, magic internet money is good no matter what way you cut it, I think. So I wouldn't complain, but it did not hit, the projected targets. And Payne just dropped one more quick crypto one. The US government sent over 240 million worth of Bitcoin to Coinbase.
That's right.
So they're tapping into the liquidity out there too.
So we'll talk to you guys in like September. Okay. Well, it's gonna be AI boy summer. You know what I mean?
AI boy summer. All right. I dig that. I'm down for AI boy summer. Cool. All right. Shall we get to some dad talk?
Yeah, let's do it.
Dad talk! Dad talk! It's time for some dad talk!
All right, this is the part of the show where Chamber and I go through our real midlife crisis, and we both have two children at different ages. Chambers are 11.
11 and 6.
11 and 6.
Yeah.
They were 9 2 years ago.
They sure were.
Dude, time flies, man. Holy cow. 11 and 6. Mine are 3.5 and 1.5, and so we are at 2 different phases of child rearing, and this is where we come to commiserate. So Chamber, do you have anything for dad talk before I hit you?
I have a quick one. I feel like yours is going to be more in depth.
I've got 2. One is a game we've played before, but you go first.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is more of like a PSA for any new fathers or moms out there. I do have a question for you though. When you were growing up as a kid, did you have Uncrustables? Is that something that was in your repertoire?
No, I was not.
Okay.
My mom refused to buy
Okay.
Uncrustables. She
I
was
knew
very
I
much,
liked your mom.
yeah, she was very much. I will make you. It's funny. I
Okay,
actually
this is
just
what I'm going to call Mrs. Mom Bunchu after this, because I didn't know. I've heard of them. I'd never had one before. I didn't know what they were. So I was at Costco a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, oh, I'll buy these, and because I love peanut butter and jam. Like peanut butter and jam, that's my jam.
peanut butter and jam. You're a jam guy, not a jelly. You don't call it jelly.
No, peanut butter and jam. Yeah, jam. I call it
It's
jam.
peanut butter and jelly down here, baby.
I feel like those are
I didn't
two
know
different
it was
things, though.
peanut butter and preserves up in
No,
Canada.
but I think jelly and jam are two different things. Too.
Well, no, jelly and preserves are two different things.
I guess so. All right. We're getting off topic. So I didn't know what they were. I love PB&Js. Okay.
Like PB&J totally works.
All right. PB&Js are up my alley. So I get a Costco box of these things, and I open up my first one, and then I'm like, is this just like a peanut butter and jam sand? Like, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was gonna be like a pie crust with peanut butter and jam in it. That's what I thought it was gonna be. And then I just realized it was just Wonder Bread with the crust cut off. And I'm like, it can't. I paid like, I don't know how much it was expensive. And I'm like, what did I just pay for? And so I crushed them all. They were delicious. They were good, for the record, delicious. But I'm like, I tried to make one at home, so I make it because my daughters like them. So I take 2 pieces of Wonder Bread, PB&J. I take a perfect, I had the perfect coffee mug for it, and I put it on a cutting board, and I just give it a twist. And if I put one side by side, you could not tell the difference which was which. And I'm like, how are people buying Uncrustables?
That's
all I need to say.
This was it with my house, and my mom was like, you want an Uncrustable, I'll cut off your crust. And that's
like, you could make it look exactly like it.
Totally.
Like, no doubt.
My wife once or recently asked me what like the thing we always had in our school lunches was. And I immediately I told my mother this a couple days later. My answer was frozen peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And she said, frozen? Why? And I was like, half frozen peanut butter. It was, well, no, my mom used to keep the bread in the freezer she used to preserve the bread longer by keeping it in the freezer. Yeah. So when she would take it out, make it in the morning. And she also says she in her defense, she said it made it easier to spread. It does make frozen bread, but it never defrosted by the time it was lunch. So I'm like losing teeth on my PB&J. Jeez, man,
that's amazing. That's all I had to say about Uncrustables.
T-Ro says that's next level cheap.
I love it.
Dig it. Okay, so mine. I have 2 really quick. One comes from this tweet. Payne, throw the tweet up. I need to know how many of these terms you know. Make sure you expand it. This is a tweet by
I guarantee I know all of them. I'm gonna go how many are there? Like 10?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm gonna go 8 out of 10. I'm gonna get.
Okay.
Good.
Sigma.
Bad.
Skibbity.
Delusional.
Delulu.
Romantic.
Riz.
Not true.
Cap.
The greatest ever.
Goat.
Booty.
Gat.
Looking better than someone else.
Mogging.
Someone you love.
Pookie.
Something that's weird.
Sus.
Good.
All right. How many of these did you know?
Exactly what I said. 8 out of 10. So there's
which ones did you not know?
Delulu. I had never heard that one. And Moggy. But everything else,
mogging.
Mogging. That's what I wrote.
You're a disappointment if you don't know mogging. Mogging's a crypto meme coin.
Is that Mog? Like that's,
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
get mogged.
But yeah, but every other word my daughter says all the time.
Skibbity, I can't.
Skibbity toilet. Oh yeah, the whole thing. I'm all.
What is? I heard
you got skibbity. You got what is it?
Skibbity Ohio Riz.
Yeah,
what
that's the worst.
Fuck is that?
That's the worst type of Riz. Ohio is bad apparently. Skibbity is also bad. So
You know who's got
Skibbity,
Skibbity Ohio Riz?
Steve,
Steve.
and I heard he's got no gyat either. So,
Oh God, no.
yeah.
Yeah. I
So,
didn't
yeah.
know what GOT was either. So some of them I knew, but most of them I did not. T-Row also from Ohio. He's Skibbity Ohio Riz over there.
Mhm.
Okay, last one, and then we got 1 minute of pain. So my child, my 3.5-year-old, is going through a patch in which he is trying to, I think, test the boundaries of what he can get away with and what he can't. We're having a big listening and rule following problem. One, did both of your children go through the same phase?
I wouldn't say they went
two,
through it. I would say they're currently still in it.
Okay, so two, how do you deal with it? I guess both from when they were 3 and as they are getting older, how does that change?
A lot of taking away of stuff.
Yeah, this is what we're at now.
It's tough. It's threatening. It's a carrot. Like my youngest daughter, it gets out of hand. Like you get, as parents, I never get upset at parents for freaking out anymore because it's hard. It's
Dude,
hard.
it sucks. I
promise,
don't want to.
I promised my daughter a trampoline if she didn't say "I hate you" for a month.
Incredible.
That is not a lie. That is an accurate statement.
Did she?
We got one more day. She's doing pretty good.
One more day.
Yeah,
all right. We're on trampoline watch now. We need trampoline update on the next show. Yep. Next Dad Talk segment. Okay. So I'm not the only one. Here's what I did today. You want to see? Yeah. Look, ever using AI, I went and said my kid is obsessed with Spider-Man. So I said, my child's a huge fan of Spider-Man. Lately, he's had a hard time of listening and he's been talking back, pushing boundaries. He's 3.5. I want to write him a letter from Spider-Man to teach him about why it's important to listen and behave when asked. Help me draft it. Remember, it should be in the voice and tone of Spider-Man and reference Spidey as amazing friends, Spin and Ghost Spider, et cetera, et cetera. I think it did a pretty good job. Tell me what you think. Hey there, little web slinger. Spidey here. I heard you've been having some trouble listening lately. I know it can be tough sometimes, but I want to tell you why it's super important to be a good listener and follow the rules. You know, my friends Spin and Ghost Spider and I work together to keep the city safe. Well, we couldn't do that if we didn't listen to each other and behave. When Ghost Spider tells me there's danger, I have to listen right away. And when Spin has a plan, we all need to follow it to save the day. Sometimes Green Goblin or Doc Ock try to cause trouble because they don't want to follow the rules. But we know that's not the right way to act. Even the Hulk, who's super strong, has to listen and be careful not to break things. Your parents are like your very own superhero team. When they ask you to do something, it's because they want to keep you safe and help you grow up to be awesome, just like how I became Spider-Man. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. That means when we can do special things, we have to use them the right way. Your special power is being an amazing kid, and part of that is being a good listener. So what do you say? Want to join me in being a superhero by listening and following the rules? I bet you'd make an amazing Spider Kid, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. P.S. Keep being incredible, and maybe one day you'll join Spidey and his amazing friends.
That's fantastic.
Thoughts?
I mean, I hope it works for your kid. My kid.
So
my kid would be like, "I hate you, Spider-Man."
This will be the update for Dad Talk next week. There is currently a letter from Spider-Man in the mailbox that he will be receiving later today.
I can't wait to find out what happens.
We'll see that later. All right, Chamber, let's wrap this up with 1 minute of pain.
He's not looking for any fame. It's too late to hide. Time for 1 minute of pain. 1 minute of pain.
We got him. He's paid.
I made it.
He's there. With the DGen Network background, fantastic. Payne, I am so excited to give you your own segment here. You do incredible work for us on this show. So I'm happy to get you on the screen and give us your opinion. We got 1 minute here. What was your grade the show today? And then give us anywhere we could have done better or your thoughts on some of the topics we discussed today.
I didn't think the show could get any better, but it's actually even better than last week's. AI talk was superb. The prep was great. You had some idiot behind the scenes, not doing things in the right way, but you all still pushed through and made some great content. So honestly, as long as we're getting 1% better, then we're doing the thing.
That's right. All right. Any crazy takes from the topics discussed today? Have you used Claude?
I haven't, but I need to get into it. Even watching all this stuff, it's crazy what it can do and at the speed it can do it. So I need to just suck it up and start my deep dive into the world of AI.
All right, first thing that you're gonna do when you try it. Well, first thing you're gonna have it create. What do you think?
Ooh, I wasn't prepared for that.
It's so funny that like with both of you, it's like the imagination of the entire world is at your fingertips. What do you want to do? And you guys are like,
Can it make a butt?
Right.
Can it make a probing website?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna think, how can it make my life easier? So
Yes.
can it write podcast notes? Can it just run this show for me? Probably not, but
Eventually it will
when
be
we
able
get
to.
there, that's what I'm gonna need, so I can kind of sit back and just laugh in the background like I already do.
Well, since it will be replacing your job, you'll just have to join us as the third co-host instead. So
It would be an honor to be up here with you guys. I have actually met one of you, so
the
The
I haven't.
All right, I got my kid. My kid's yelling at me. I can.
All right, go do horse stuff. That's going to do it for us. Until next time, keep the mic hot.
What have I done? What have I become? I can't describe this.